3. It's preparing.
Hey, 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 my amazing beings of consciousness. We are here and now in this sacred space, sharing with you all the best vibrations, the best relaxation with a very special guest, a very, very amazing guest. His name is Arni. He's streaming all the way from Finland, and we're going to speak about um, yoga and mushrooms.
Hi, Arnie. Welcome.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Very good. Very happy to have you here in our second emission of Mystical Bar Life.
So, Arnie, tell us a little bit about yourself. If you want to do a brief introduction into.
I'm from Finland. I'm in my mid 30s. I just got my yoga teacher certification, like in the beginning of the year. I'm also a massage therapist, and I'm quite interested about the plant medicine as well. So that is probably the reason why I'm here also. So yeah.
Amazing. Actually, I've tried several times yoga, but I never really understood what is it. I know that yoga has a meaning, the word, but can you speak a little bit about what is yoga, what is the meaning, what is the purpose?
The word comes from Sanskrit, and it means like unite. For me, example, yoga is kind of way to balance. So it gives lots of different kind of tools to balance and connect to myself. So that is probably the main thing, kind of connect to yourself in different ways. There is breathing exercises, meditation, and then the asana practice, which means like the posture and movement kind of thing.
But there's many types of yoga, right? Which one do you have a specific focus on one type of yoga?
I've been practicing just this one type called Vijnana yoga.
Oh, never heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah, but it's all of those modern yogas more or less are coming from hatha yoga.
Hatha yoga. And what is hatha yoga precisely?
Well, it's like it includes meditation, the breathing exercises, and the asana part as well.
Okay.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of full spectrum.
Yeah, I'm really not super knowledgeable in yoga. I've only done yoga mainly from YouTube channels, like whatever morning yoga, yoga with Adrienne, yoga with everybody does yoga with Adrienne, and
Yeah.
that kind of popular. But of course, it has uh, so much. There's so much more than just the YouTube channel. Do you teach yoga as well?
Yeah, I've been teaching a bit, but I just got my certification, so mainly I've been focusing to myself. But you need to learn by
Yeah, of
yourself
course.
first before you can share a lot.
And in your life, have you always felt spiritual, let's say? Or because I think making yoga is very connected to your growth as a human, right? I think that yoga was commercialized several years ago, so then it was more like a sport or like a hobby, but the root I know is quite spiritual, right? To connect your body with your
The root
mind.
is probably much more deeper than the modern version.
So how do you started in this spiritual path? Were you always like this?
No, actually, I've got very atheistic kind of I call and my parents were very atheistic, so I've been growing in that kind of environment. So actually the mushrooms kind of showed me a bit with which got my interest. And actually after taking the mushrooms I got myself to yoga. And yeah, because then I noticed quickly in yoga that okay, they are actually kind of going to this same direction. And
So, do you remember your first mushroom experience? Could you say that you, for example, saw God or something beyond the physical?
mm, no, I think I saw kind of myself from different perspective, and that was kind of the thing that could see myself from some other perspective, and that kind of
What
woke
are your
me.
thoughts about God? For example, for me, God is me. I am God. I am my own God because I create my own reality. And that's why I think a lot of religions try to set, but we always thought it was someone external.
Yeah, I also think that it comes from inside. And when I saw myself kind of from different perspective, I think that was kind of the thing. It came from inside.
When you say that you saw yourself in a different perspective, did you actually saw yourself from outside? Because actually, one time I remember a very, very heavy experience that I actually saw myself from up, but it was like if I was not in my body and I felt very disconnected. I kind of didn't recognize my own body like mine, but like something, and someone told me that was like an ego death.
Well, I didn't see like physically myself from outside, but I kind of felt. Uh, so I kind of saw and felt. Yeah, the seeing is kind of difficult word in this case, but I kind of felt and saw my like how I was in that time, like my ego kind of like how I was acting towards others and how I was were built this certain kind of layers on top of myself. So it's how would you describe it better?
And how did they came to your life? Is this popular in Finland? Is it easy to find? Can you buy them there?
No, it's like a illegal thing here. So basically, yeah, you can't have those, you can't pick those. But yeah, I was like with my friend a little bit interested about those because yeah, we used to smoke also a bit cannabis. So we were having already this interest towards plant medicine. And then yeah, we heard about the mushrooms, and then we thought that okay, it would be nice to try those as well. And yeah, then we went to
But
outdoor out. Huh?
no, sorry, continue.
Yeah, we went to outdoors and we picked those, and yeah, then we took those in the nature, and yeah, it was kind of life changing experience.
But I heard you calling the mushrooms plant medicine, and I've heard some other people calling them recreational drugs also. So
Mm.
you have a completely different view on mushrooms. So could you tell me why do you call them medicinal or plant medicine?
Yeah, I feel them more like medicine than like a drug. It's yeah, probably you can also use those as a recreational drug, but I think yeah, it's like not the main point because you can use those as like conscious medicine to kind of.
But the first time that you had this mushroom experience, did you had an intention when you took them, or were you what? How do you?
Yeah, maybe it was more like this recreational or
Uh,
like to just know what are those because we didn't
it
have
was
that
more on
much.
the wondering, what's this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get it. I get it. So I've heard also from friends from Mexico that they say that the mushroom finds you. It's not you that finds the mushroom. Do you
Could be, I don't know. We were
see?
walking at the grass field and yeah, difficult to say which one found which one. I was the one who was picking, so
Ah,
In that sense, I found them, but
And how do
maybe
you know which ones to pick?
yeah, there is like yeah, we have this one website in Finnish which was kind of describing quite well which one you should pick.
Okay,
So
okay.
it wasn't that difficult in the end.
And then you have specific places where you can go and find them.
Yeah, there is this called an English name I think is Liberty Cap. So it's this mushroom which grows usually around the grass fields, maybe golf courses.
golf
Uh,
courses, really?
yes, yes,
Ah,
and yeah, usually in the places where there is cows or
Ah, okay, yeah,
horses
yeah,
or
yeah,
other
yeah. In the
domestic
shed, right?
animals. Yeah, around the shit, not directly in the shit.
Yeah, here in Mexico as well.
Yeah, okay. That's very funny. Okay.
And wait, what do you think about the people that is actually having their businesses to, because you agree that you can make your own ceremony and your own mushroom experience, no? You can get it, you can just plan it.
Mm,
But there's people that is having this kind of, I never been to those because they are very expensive. So then
mm.
they made these ceremonies where you can take them, and I don't know exactly what they do. Have have you been in one of these, or what do you think?
Yeah, actually, when I was living in Netherlands, I went to one of these. It was called like a microdosing microdosing retreat, I think. So there was
Microdosing retreat. Wow.
yeah. So they were having because in Netherlands these magic truffles they are
Mm-hmm.
illegal. So yeah, they were offering those there. So yeah, it was
But
actually
what is the difference between a magic truffle and a mushroom? It's just that
yeah.
one is
There's differences. I think the truffle grows under the ground. So basically, the substance is the same. The compound is the psilocybin anyway. But yeah,
And
in
how was
Netherlands
this
it's weird.
retreat?
Huh? How was it?
How was this retreat? Like, do they give you those, or you can just eat whatever you want?
Well, yeah, it was like because it was like microdose retreat. So yeah, we took just a small amount in the first day. Like we had this big circle. People were saying their intentions and whatever they had in their mind. And yeah, then we took the mushroom and the truffle and with the cacao
Right.
ah.
as well.
I think I will feel a little bit strange if I don't know the people, because I think I don't know. Did anyone had a bad experience that may affect yours?
Yeah, well, not during the microdose thing, because yeah, it's kind of mild. So you are not kind of diving so deep. So we were doing yoga afterwards, and yeah,
Oh,
that was
right.
actually very nice.
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
yes. Could
yes,
you
yes.
tell me then? Because that's one of the questions that I had about you. How do you, now that we know exactly from your spiritual path, how did your spiritual path started, and how do you arrive to yoga? If if you do yoga before a mushroom trip or during or after, or what is the relationship between this practice and the mushroom intake? So
Well, yeah, normally I practice without. It's kind of special thing. So once a while, I might take the microdose and kind of then I can go a little bit deeper with the practice. Example, the asana part when I'm doing the movements, I can kind of control my body a little bit better. I can kind of see from inside a little bit more like three-dimensionally, three-dimensionally my body. So then it's a little bit easier to kind of control. Example, in headstands, it's easier to relax and trying to find where you have tensions and loose up those. And
And
so
how do you
yeah, they
know,
support quite nicely the movement.
like how to measure the microdose? I remember I tried microdosing, but I actually start to to I think I took more than the microdose because every day I was feeling like if I was in a trip. So it was at the end I didn't enjoy it.
Mm.
I also was yeah, having these very weird dreams, not very nice. But I think yeah, precisely because of that. Like how do you know how to measure the right, and it's different to microdose with LSD than with mushrooms, I can imagine.
Well, yeah, I could imagine. I haven't actually microdosed ever with LSD, but yeah, the probably it's easier because you know exact. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is it easier? But yeah, I've been doing that anyway, just with the mushrooms. So for me, it's been easy. I took the scale, I used the dry ones, and then I put like, for me, it's good about 0.15 grams to 0.2 grams. If I go above that, then well, nothing bad happens, but then I think it's already more like a micro. I call it then usually mini dose if it goes a little
Mhm.
bit further from that.
Okay, but you were saying that then you go. I mean, how can you? No, okay. My question is, yoga helps you to control your trip, or
Yeah,
have you had yes, like, um, or have you had a bad trip that you think that you have been able to control better or to pivot into a good trip because of yoga?
yeah. Well, I've got these what they call bad trips
Mm.
before I was that far with the yoga, and then yeah, I got this lots of anxiety and these kind of feelings. But now when I've done more yoga, I know how to handle the anxiety, and the breathing is the key for that. Because when we start to get anxiety, usually the breathing gets very
Shallow.
shallow. Yeah. So then just bring your focus to your breathing and start to focus to your exhale and calm yourself with the long breaths,
So
and that
please,
should help.
in this second, you please need to share with us that is such a great tool for us to have like in those situations. Can you explain like how is the breathing? How can you how can you manage to transcend, maybe let's not call it bad trip, because I know that if you have a so-called bad trip it can lead you to a very deep knowledge, but it can be very fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, actually, I've heard also that it's called hard trip, not the bad trip.
Mm-hmm,
Ah.
So I
exactly.
think that is better name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're having a very hard trip. How can you um
Calm yourself.
yes, how can you calm yourself? Can you explain the the breathing technique?
Well, I think yeah, it's like a simple technique. You kind of like when you start to feel that okay, you start to get anxiety or whatever, you fear something, so you start to get tense. Take first a deep breath in, and then try to breathe like softly out, soft long breath out. And also you can always try to feel the parts which are touching the ground, because that kind of also helps you to ground. So focus that you have a long, soft exhale and feel the ground, and then just continue exhale, inhale, and keep it soft and long.
And does it matter if it's with the nose or with the mouth?
Yeah, well, I would use nose because then it's like more uh, it's easier maybe to have it long when you do it from the nose, but you can also use like this kind of stroll kind of breathing, so you're uh, putting your lips like quite tight, so you're blowing from this small hole from between your lips, so with that you can also make it long.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. I think like this breath works even if you are having just a regular life heart trip, you know,
A
when
Yeah,
panic
life,
yeah.
attack. Let's say
when
a panic attack.
exactly, because I think when you have plant medicine, or you have what we just described as a heart trip, it's just a reflection of what's happening inside of you, I
Yeah.
feel. So and it's you're changing your perception at the moment. Your perception at the moment is focused on something that is making you very uncomfortable. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's take a deep breath. And but is how did you manage? How do you manage to not continue with the hard trip, or with the perception that you have that everything's very uncomfortable, and to pull back into, okay, I have to breathe, because sometimes we can't just let go and continue the story. Like, how can you manage to remember, okay, I need to breathe, or to pull yourself back?
Well, yeah, that is the thing. You need to kind of make it a habit for yourself when you start to get stressed. Even though it would be like in your regular life, you have stressful situation, that should come like a habit that, okay, then go to your breathing and start to calm your breathing. And yeah, yeah, like it doesn't happen like right away. It's the thing that you need to learn how to handle the stressful situation.
How to train.
Yeah, it is a training. I do believe it's a training.
Yeah,
Because,
And
yes, for sure. Even in your sleep, like there's a lot of people that underestimate the power of the dreams and
mm,
the power of have lucid dreaming, being able to be conscious in an unconscious state. And I believe that if you really want to be a psychonaut, is fundamental to really train lucid dreaming, because then you are being aware of unconscious activity, which is very related to those states that you apparently don't have a lot of control. But if you learn how to, or maybe not even control, but surrender to the experience without attaching any emotion, and just experience it as the observer. And that is the key as well to govern your whole life, no? If you have a
yes,
problem and you get angry, or if you have whatever, then to be the observer and to be the just the being experiencing.
yes, and I think that happens with every spiritual practice. But I wanted to ask you, Arnie, if you have achieved like such outer state only doing yoga, like just with your yoga practice, without any help or assistance of plant medicine.
mm. Well, if I do like a proper yoga practice, like I do the meditation, breathing exercise, and then like a nice asana part as well. Usually the feeling afterwards is quite similar than if you would take the microdose from mushrooms. It's very similar. You're quite calm, and you're not reacting so quickly to negative things if something is happening around you. So you're much more like, yeah, you can handle the stress much better.
And what will you recommend to people right now? Because I know that anxiety is on the peak for a lot of people,
Mm,
especially because now uncertainty is a thing on the everyday. And I think people that do a constant spiritual practice or a yoga practice, they're more trained, like we were saying, we have trained a little bit more on how to deal with uncertainty. But people that they have no idea and they're just starting,
mm.
do you have any recommendations, either on the yoga side or on the shrooms side?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the mushrooms are more or less illegal all around. Like the Netherlands is one of the only places. Yeah, maybe nowadays also some state in US and Canada. But like the breathing exercises, I would recommend those because they can give you tools to handle the difficult situations. And when you calm yourself in those difficult situations, usually they don't feel that bad anymore in that point. and you can kind of confront them easier.
Are mushrooms like addictive, or is there some addictive compound in them?
There is no any addictive chemical compound, but of course, like yeah, maybe hippies have done like too much the trip, because everything which can give you kind of euphoric feelings, we kind of start to yawn the feeling, and then we maybe want to do it again, but you don't get any kind of physical addiction. And also, like with mushrooms, if you take today and then you take tomorrow, usually the effect is very much milder because the tolerance comes up so quickly. So kind of yes and no. You can get a little bit addicted, maybe like psychologically, but not like a physically, and it's
Well,
probably way different than with the proper drugs, the cocaine or
so
this.
pretty much we can like get addicted to be happy or to be
Basic, yeah.
kind
Or to disappear from your from your apparent reality. That is something that a lot of people is also willing to achieve, to escape from their, let's call it, normal reality.
Mm.
But why do you think a lot of people is afraid of it, or even judge them, as you say, as drugs? Or like, what could we explain to those? Like, what I will say is try it, no? I mean, you cannot judge it before you try it. I would love to give to my mother, no? Like, look, try it, and then tell me. I'm sure you will see your God here.
Mm. Yeah, the reason why people are, yeah, they fear probably because, yeah, the mainstream media has maybe gave kind of like not so nice picture about those. I don't know when they start the war against drugs, like around, was it 70s or something? So yeah, because it's like a drug, like they have put all those like heroin, cocaine, mushrooms. They're all in under the same name, so it's easy to just think that okay, it's the same kind of
That they are all the same.
substance. No, they're kind of far from those. So yeah, we just need to talk about those and share the experiences, and also talk about the kind of negative sides, because if we are always just saying that it's just pure happiness and stuff, and then people get these negative experiences, then they don't believe us anymore. So
Exactly.
you need to be kind of honest that you can go wrong with those as well. So
Exactly. And not everyone, as well, is not for everyone. There may be people that experience some psychiatry disorders that maybe it will worsen their condition. I mean, like all the substance, like even certain kinds of food is not for everyone, no? So they need to
mm,
be physically and also mentally prepared to.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that about the preparation. Like you do have do you set an intention before doing your yoga practice or taking a plant medicine or or do you have a kind of ceremony?
Yeah, like well, I haven't done for a while now any deeper trips with those. But yeah, usually I have always this open kind of question to myself that okay, now it's time. If there is something that uh, me, so when I'm talking to myself, if I want to bring something to myself, if I want to, if there is something which I'm struggling with, is there any fears which whatever to, like with these medicines, if that they could show me if I have something to grow with.
But I find also like in that what you're saying that you question yourself if there's something that needs to expand that wants to expand in you,
Mhm.
and not many people are so brave to dig within, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It-
Especially to ask yourself, are there fears? Because that's such a question, right? That's a big question to transcend, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think all of us are having some kind of fears. So we just should admit that there is maybe some, and then yeah, ask those. And yeah, you don't need the plant medicine to ask that. You can also do just meditation. Sit quiet, and your mind is bringing lots of stuff out, and try to find and hear what the mind is saying. And there you can also find those things. I think just the plant medicine is kind of boosting the effect and like maybe showing a little bit more clearer those things.
True. And coming back to the yoga, how many times a day you do yoga? Can you do it like how is it? Because I kind of want to go back to make yoga, but I feel like
yes,
in the
me too.
morning, in the night. No, I
So
don't know.
after dinner, what do I
And
do?
which, no, because there's so many. I
Which,
remember that the only one that I really like was one that you just lay and relax.
yeah. And for me too, I had also a yoga that was almost like like qigong. I mean, it was really slow, and and then it really had big effects in my day to day instead of doing like super complex, poses.
Yeah, I
Be-
think that was my frustration that when I did that kind of yoga, I mean, they told me you need to be patient, you need to give your body time, but I was like, no, but I'm not flexible.
yeah.
Maybe that then your inner mind start, no, like, no, this is so difficult, it's painful. But what advice can you?
Well, yeah, in the first place, yeah, let's not make it too difficult and complicated. Like it's already enough if you start like your day that you're sitting. If you want to do the asana parts, like yeah, depends what your body needs. If your body feels a little bit stiff, then start to bend to different directions. I think there is not that much rules. Maybe sometimes it feels that like if you go to yoga classes that it's very tight and you need to be on the mat and do this and this kind of stretches or asanas. But I think we should go more freely, like
Yes, true.
move the body how we feel that it needs to move. Like if the side is a little bit tight, then we flex the side and
Wow, that
like
actually,
kind of try to listen to your body, not
Yes, because
following any
that's what
rules.
was my other frustration. That in
yes.
the lesson they were making like the same loop of movements like the whole hour, and at some point I was like again, like it was like a loop, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and for me at some point it was like enough. So I agree with your free yoga style.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that actually for me now it makes me feel like, oh yeah, I can just bend my body when it's just for me that was a revelation for me today. Honestly,
Such a
honestly.
relief.
Yes, it relief. It has brought a lot of relief, yes. Because it's just really be conscious, be present,
yeah,
feel your body, really ask your body and do it. It can be
Mhm.
so simple sometimes, and you
yes.
just make it so complicated.
No, so
Exactly.
good.
Oh wow.
And are you currently giving online lessons or?
Not yet, but yeah, I've been planning because yeah, the situation is now this that we need to be like connected via these devices. So yeah, more likely I'm gonna give in some point and make some videos to YouTube and this kind of thing.
That would be great.
So if you do some YouTube videos, do you have already an idea of what you want to focus on? Or
Yeah, well, there's like when I was yeah the breathing exercises because I think those are very important and good way to kind of be present because when you're focusing your breathing, you are exactly exactly in this moment. So that would be good. And then different kind of asanas. So because yeah, we're sitting a lot, so our body is getting stiff in this sitting position. So then we need maybe some back bends and yeah. So yeah, these kind of things to help people a little bit activate their bodies because yeah, we're so much inside and not moving at the moment.
Exactly. Yes, 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 yes. That's so true. Like I used to walk so much and now sitting all day long. That's not healthy, right? You can
No.
have hemorrhoids. Or what else?
Who wants hemorrhoids? Nobody wants hemorrhoids.
No,
Nobody
nobody.
wants
I
hemorrhoids.
mean, what could be like a good practice for people to really remember? Like, because now it's normal to be sitting, right? And doing
Mm,
your stuff, Zoom meetings. But it's good maybe to put an alarm every once in a while and do some stretches,
yeah, example
something
that would
like
be
that.
good. Yeah, that would be good. Kind of reminder. And yeah, there is this one cycle example from yoga called sun salutation. It's kind of nice because there is forward bend, there is back bend, so there's a little bit everything inside. So it's kind of nice to when you're after sitting like an hour or something, do a few of those, and then you feel actually more energetic afterwards because all the body fluid starts to circle again.
Oh, of course, because then if you're sitting all the time and then you're super tired and then you feel, oh, I need to take a nap or I need to rest, but actually it's the opposite
Yeah,
because, right, your body is so.
but the body is asking a little bit movement.
Mhm.
And
And
is
what is the website that you just mentioned?
Huh?
The website that you just mentioned?
Did I mention some website?
The website or what?
you're tripping on mushrooms?
Or what was it? A site or
Do I have a site
like
or?
the you just mentioned, like a place that you can check the stretches and.
No, no. I was saying just that I'm going to do to YouTube in some point these kind of things.
Ah,
And yeah,
okay.
sure, from YouTube it's full of the different kind of like yeah, good like movement guides.
Hmm.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what would you? Yes, I mean, what would you recommend to someone who wants to experience with mushrooms? No, is it important to have a question, for example, like to have an intention?
Well, it's a good, yeah, it's good to have, but it's not like a must thing because maybe you don't know what you would like to ask from yourself, so you can leave it also open. But yeah, generally, like, yeah, maybe start with a little bit lower doses. No need to go right away to so far. And like the set and setting, like where and whom with you're doing, I think that is very important as well.
Wow, I have a question. Yeah, because I've heard a lot about where and who are you with
Mm,
influences what is gonna happen.
mm.
So, or how you perceive. So, does this reveal like your relationships, like a deeper layer on your relationships with people?
Yeah, I think so. So maybe because we're living in kind of quite superficial world. So yeah, maybe the your friend is not that good friend. Could be, but like yeah, it's good to have like a very good people around you, or just by yourself. But like the because yeah,
But you just said like good people, and at the same time, how do we find out who's what is good people for you?
good question, good question. Yeah, we yeah, but how to know your friends? Are they actually your good friends? Are they good influence to you, or are they toxic people to you? And
Mm.
Or is
yeah,
yours
it's
your trip, right?
sorry.
Like are they actually good or bad, or is just your trip, like that you are not really sure
Yeah,
if it's real or not?
yeah, that's true. Because also, because if you get like this anxiety, and then you might start to get having paranoias, and yeah,
Wow.
That's a very good point. I think the body really speaks to us, and that's why it's so important to have this connection.
mm,
Because when, for example, I start to feel a stomach ache out of nowhere, or a headache, or something like that, I feel that's like my body speaking to me that something is wrong.
mm,
And a lot of times, most of the times, is something that is not a physical problem, but something else. So that could be a way that you can know if the people that you are with, because of the senses, no, how do you experience, like in your vibe,
mm,
if you are if you are chill or if you are unrested.
yeah. 'Cause, yeah, if you are not fully trusting the people around you, then yeah, you start to get this maybe the little bit anxiety feeling, because you
Hmm.
feel that you can't open fully, and
Or
you,
that you want to leave, but you have to stay, but you can always leave, right?
yeah, yeah, probably depends where you are.
And I wanted to ask you why is it recommended to do mushrooms on nature? Why is their relationship so important?
Well, yeah, for me at least, the best experiences has been in the nature, because yeah, we are also coming from the nature, and there the feeling is like that you are kind of safe and you get the connection with the nature. So yeah, maybe the nature is one of the best trip sitters what we have here. And also I've heard that cats are good, and maybe the Egyptians like to have lots of
Oh,
cats around because of that,
Wow.
because they are
oh,
kind of calm creatures.
I get it. I get it. Wow, this
You're
is
so
very
wise.
interesting.
Yeah, because now that you are speaking about the nature, actually mushrooms just not just magical, but to eat the normal mushrooms,
Mm,
it's such a grounding uh, food, because it's so connected to the earth that you can really, I think, for people that really needs working muladhara, no, really needs grounding,
mm,
which is walking barefoot, hoeing trees, eating mushrooms. Not necessarily magic, but you can have the normal ones and all these kind of earth elements.
mm. Yeah, I think it's very important to connect with the nature.
And do you do that often?
Yeah, well, example, at the moment I'm at the countryside of Finland. I went to sauna and I went to the lake there to this and ice swimming. So it's very good way to
Wow,
ground yourself.
that's so nice. Because here in the Netherlands, I feel like everything is so like the park. Is it through nature or just like a constructed
Yes, I had the
nature?
same question because a lot of people from the Netherlands come like, "Oh, you come from Colombia. Oh, there must be a lot of nature." And I'm like, when I came to the Netherlands, I was like, "Whoa, there's so much nature here," because I come from a city where the nature was like a tree with surrounded by blocks of concrete, and then a swing, and I was like, okay, a tree at least, and then you
Yeah,
had to go outside the city to see, well, yeah, nature, but it was maybe forest or cold tundra or very different environments that Colombia has, but you have to really travel. And here, at least in the Netherlands, there's parks with swans, animals, green grass, trees. Is what else do we need for it to be nature?
But do you think that that as well counts like real nature, or it will be like more making an effort to go, let's say, at least to the sea, or to really have a true real connection, or it actually works if you walk barefoot in the park?
Yeah, I think it works if you walk barefoot in a park. Because yeah, already if you take your shoes off, you kind of feel the ground better. So it already activates your nervous system differently.
Of
So
course.
yeah, it's definitely like in example Amsterdam, the parks are quite nice, even though it's kind of inside of the city, but the parks are quite nice. But sure, it's different than the actual forest.
And let's say that there's a people that lives where there's no nature at all. Maybe they can, let's say, I can imagine buy a tree, no? And with the earth there, do you think it will work there to at least plant your feet there, like because it has the roots like the tree, or it will be completely no sense?
Like what you mean? If you buy a tree and
like this,
Yeah, like yes, like something like that, but bigger. Let's say that your
and
both
then
feet could.
yeah, like in your room and then you go there.
Yes, yes, yeah. Do you think that will work?
Well, again, I think it's better than nothing.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Then yeah, then you can kind of feel the soil with your feet. So yeah, definitely it's better than nothing.
Okay, so there's no excuse to not connect.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing. Stop making excuses or find, because that's something going back to yoga that I did a lot. Like excuses to not do yoga, or excuses for or not looking at my own fears, and and this dragging and dragging where there's so many possibilities actually. Like,
Mm.
and not, there's so many options. Only willingness, just a little willingness to, okay, I'm just gonna buy my tree. Just
Mm-hmm.
have some fun with it. I don't know, you
Mm.
know.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
it's a
true.
living creature.
Exactly. To just do it. That's the key, right?
Yeah.
Well,
How great.
I don't know if there's anybody that has a question, if they can message us right now, but it seems like there's not many questions at the moment. But I wanted to talk about my drink of tonight, which is a tea. It's a super super nice tea actually. Is is it's called winter tea, which I actually bought yesterday, because there's many winter teas, and I heard that next week in the Netherlands there's gonna be like cold. How do you like?
Yes, yes, yes. Very cold.
It's gonna be super cold, eh?
-6. We will have
Minus,
-6.
Yeah, that's cold in Netherlands.
yeah,
In
yeah.
Finland.
In Finland.
Well, at the moment we have around -15, but it's much
Whoa.
more drier there, so it doesn't feel that bad. I remember the winters in Netherlands, because the humidity is quite high, so it feels much more colder. So
Whoa.
-6 there feels probably quite bad.
Exactly. So I got winter tea.
I nice.
Nice.
Which herbs do you have
So
there?
exactly, that's what I wanted to read, because I've had several different winter teas, and this one has ginger, cinnamon, sage, which
Wow,
I didn't know that I
nice.
could actually drink sage. Linden tree, lindo tea, mallow blossom, chamomile, and hibiscus.
I nice.
It is a lot. Yeah, I really really like it. It's super beautiful. And yeah, look at this. It's really nice. It has a lot of like
I
little
wow, like
flowers.
a flower.
Yes, it's beautiful. I highly recommend it. Like, you can just, you've seen this. I've seen people have seen it. This is just because I found it.
Maybe you can send a picture later.
Yeah, because it's actually very
I would
very
like to
tasty.
get it and try it.
Yeah, I really it's the best. I've
Ah, really?
nobody pay me to say it's the best.
We should find a sponsor of this. This
Yeah.
one, actually, I recommend it for dudes because it strengthens the erection.
What?
Yes, 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 yes. But in women, it's different because in women, It helps to restore the hormonal balance. But actually, it's like a relaxing high that lasts 2 hours. It's called Damiana.
Mm. Is the herb some kind of herb?
Yeah, it's a herb. It's called the Turnera diffusa is the, how do you say the scientific name? And it's just like green, like normal.
Green
I
leaves.
don't know if you can see, but it's
No,
just
no, I
like
don't.
Not that
green.
well.
Super strong smell. Actually, I think it's Mexican.
Mm.
And I found it in a smart shop here.
Yeah, I think I've seen this brand in the smart shops.
Aha, herb of the gods is nice. Have so many like um herbs that stimulate your brain or your, this for example, the reason is that it improves the blood circulation.
Mm.
That's what it helps do.
That explains, yeah.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit like the cacao then. A little bit
Like what?
similar. Like
Cacao?
cacao. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cacao. Do they make
Also,
ceremonies of cacao in Finland?
yeah, they do those as well. Like, yeah, not that much as in Amsterdam. As Amsterdam is a very good place for those, but yeah, they're doing those also in Finland nowadays.
Oh, nice. They do all kinds of ceremonies there.
Yeah, I think they do more or
Nice.
less all kind of. Yeah.
Great. So we have any questions or no?
Not at the moment. Um,
I
no.
actually have one question that someone sent me here.
Okay.
It's, do they have yoga for couples?
Hmm? Do we have like, or do they have
Yeah,
yoga
do you
couple?
teach? There's a kind of yoga for couples.
Mm, yeah, sure, probably can be. I haven't ever done yoga for couples, but yeah, sure there is probably. Because yeah, it's about being present, and yeah, for couples I think that is also quite important nowadays.
Mm-hmm. And let me see, I had another here.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to become a yoga certified, or how long does it takes?
There is lots of different type of these courses. Mine was quite long. It was 3 years and 800 hours, but there is the more shorter ones, like people are doing, example, in Thailand at least, or India, 200 hours, and I think it's usually maybe 2 months or something. A little bit more intense, or like yeah, more intense and shorter. So yeah, there is like different lengths. Usually like it's like 200 hours, and I think 300, 500, and 800 hours.
Okay.
So yeah, just sign in some of the courses, and nowadays you can also do those in online as well.
Oh, okay. And for example, now that you are certified, can you also certify others or no?
No, then you would, yeah, you need to, yeah, kind of go a little bit further that you can certify others.
Ah, okay. Would you like to have your holistic center, or you would like more to work independently?
More independently. I don't want to kind of tie myself at the moment, at least. So yeah, a little bit going around and teach a bit, give some tips. But yeah, maybe not at the moment, at least any uh, like own place.
Okay.
I like my freedom.
Exactly. Freedom is the best.
Well, I think it's about time to maybe start closing our session for tonight. I heard that some of the links that we sent to people were not working and they had to re-log in again. So sorry for that. Next time I'll make sure, but it's also Mercury retrograde. So I'm sorry.
Mercury.
Understandable. But thank you, Arnie. Is there anything that you actually want to ask us?
No questions at the moment. I just would like to remind that when we have this stressful situation, remember the exhale. That was the thing. Long exhales.
Long exhale.
Nice,
Nice one.
nice one. So thank you, Arnie, for joining us tonight. It was very interesting. I actually loved that I had my little yoga realization today, my body awareness. That was
Yes.
absolutely amazing. That was really cool. So thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate your insights and what you have to give us tonight.
Yeah,
So
thank you that you have me there.
send us some links to where we can share or people can find you.
Mm,
Yes, that would be absolutely cool to follow your journey. That would be
yeah,
very nice.
I will send the links.
Yes, Arnie. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Next week, we will have Acne Floral Folks, which is a girl from Colombia. She is an Ayurveda, she studied Ayurveda and now has her own business with Ayurveda, which is very interesting at the moment. I will be posting the links to her practice, and get ready because you actually can make a test. If you know about Ayurveda, you will get more insights on how you know your if you're Vata, Kapha, or all the sides, and your diet as well. So it will be actually pretty cool to find a little bit more about Ayurveda and food, and also about medicinal plants. So thank you, Arnie. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you,
Yay!
guys. See you
Thank
next
you.
time.
See
See
you,
you.
Ciao,
everyone.
ciao.